Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown. This is Primetime News on the YV TV and radio. You're watching us on channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 11.7. I am Emmanuel Nyakemomo. Let's start with tonight's headlines. Now, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, in collaboration with UNICEF, holds workshop on innovative financing for education. AYV looks into the youth empowerment as a critical driver of national development, and we will feature the struggles of children living with disabilities in acquiring better education. Hello and welcome from wherever you're joining us tonight. I am Emmanuel Nyakemomo. Let's roll into the stories for tonight. Now, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, in collaboration with UNICEF, of course, and key partners, convened a high-level innovative financing workshop at the New Brookfields Hotel in Freetown. The workshop brought together government officials, development partners, and education stakeholders to explore sustainable financing options for Sierra Leone's education sector. The opening session features remarks for the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, the Deputy Minister of Finance, and UNICEF Deputy Representative, who outlined government priorities and partner support for education financing reforms. Let's have the highlight.
Well, we have a workshop that is being conducted by our GPE secretariats here in the ministry in collaboration with UNICEF to explore options that we have for innovative financing. And as a country, we want to take a very proactive measure to make sure that we start to look at alternative means of financing education. And so we've brought in various partners from the donor communities to start to have that conversation. I think we want to be ahead of the wave so that we are not found wanting when our current portfolio of resources dry out.
Your presence today sends a strong message that education remains at the national priority. We are here not only to discuss financing, but to explore how education can be financed in ways that are more sufficient, more efficient, more equitable, and more resilient.
At this juncture, distinguished audience, let me state that government's financing priorities will continue to be guided by human capital and equity perspective, ensuring that increased spending translates into better and fairer outcomes, especially for the vulnerable.
Now, youth empowerment remains a critical driver of national development, particularly across Africa, where many young people continue to face challenges affecting their livelihood and productivity. In Sierra Leone, while some women are actively engaged in small-scale businesses, others still lack access to opportunities and skills needed for economic independence. In response, Dare to Aspire, Mentored to be a Mentor, has organized a workshop aimed at empowering women and practical business ideas and skills to enhance productivity and strengthen their role in society. Let's have the report from Ibrahim Ramadan Chalo.
Youth empowerment continues to play a vital role in national development across Africa, where many young people still face significant challenges affecting their livelihood and productivity. In Sierra Leone, where a good number of women are actively engaged in small-scale businesses, others remain without access to the knowledge and opportunities needed to become economically independent. In a bid to address this gap, Dare to Aspire, Mentored to be a Mentor, has organized a special workshop aimed at empowering women.
So creating the gender awareness right from here is one of our key goals. And we want to enhance the capacity of young women as part of the bi-monthly workshops we have been having is also for you to develop skills. Not just developing skills, but utilize the skills in your daily work life as a student, as a young professional, or as an entrepreneur. This is also part of our overall outcome.
The initiative focuses on equipping participants with practical business ideas, entrepreneurial skills, and strategies to become more productive members of society. Organizers say the training is designed to encourage self-resilience and strengthen women's contribution to local and national development.
Time for you to build confidence in that little thing in your hand. Okay? We all know how to film a TikTok video.
Doing this mentorship program, I have gained a lot of skills, and one of the professional skills I've gained is enhancing my
Participants are expected to benefit from hands-on guidance that will help them start, manage, and grow small businesses, ultimately improving their livelihood and supporting community development. For AYV News, Ibrahim Ramadanjalo reporting.
Now, the Rotary Club of Freetown has inducted Vanora Edwin as its new president for the year 2026-2027 during the club's annual induction and fundraising dinner held at the bank complex in King Tom. The ceremony brought together Rotarians, government officials, corporate partners, and other distinguished guests to celebrate a new chapter of leadership while raising funds to support humanitarian and community development projects across Sierra Leone. Let's have a watch.
I, Vanora Edwin, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
the office of the President
of the Rotary Club of Freetown,
and that I will do my best
of my ability
to
follow the four-way test,
that I will give support
and I will give support
and
and assistance
to our district
to
governor,
our district governor
Rotary International,
and to Rotary International,
and I will uphold
and I will uphold
the bylaws of our
the bylaws of our club.
Rotarian President-elect Vanora Edwin. You'll take on this oath and be rest assured that you'll also be guided by the 7 avenues of service. And I know you'll be sustained throughout your year by your fellow Rotarians.
Congratulations to me and to the new team as I am officially inducted as the president of the Rotary Club of Freetown for the 2026-2027 Rotary year. This journey which began as a young Rotaractor at Kobe College and blossomed into 14 years of dedicated Rotary service as a Rotarian has now brought me to this defining moment. Rotary is more than an organization. It is a movement. It is a platform where people of all ages, background, and profession come together to learn, to grow, and to serve. Through Rotary, we expand our horizons, sharpen our skills, build lifelong connection, and most importantly, we create lasting impact. This year, under the inspiring theme of Rotary International President Olainka Hakim Babalola of the Rotary Club of Trans Amadi, Nigeria, we recommit ourselves to that noble mission. Rotary International focus areas are peace building, disease prevention, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education, community development and environmental support will guide our work. For this Rotary year, we will deepen our community connections through a number of flagship projects.
The woman with the smile is the person we need. Who loses herself in the shaming of greed. Truth is alright, love is alright. Viva Rotary.
Now, for millions of children around the world, disability remains one of the greatest barriers to education, healthcare, and opportunity. According to UNICEF, nearly 240 million children globally are living with disabilities. National data suggests that persons with disabilities account for between 5 and 10% of the population, while advocacy groups say children with disabilities remain among the most excluded from education and social services. AYV's George Basilo Powell introduces us to 8-year-old Sheikh Habib Sakor, a young boy whose daily struggle reflects the experience of many children living with disabilities across the country.
Childhood is often described as a season of discovery, a time when the world slowly opens its doors. For 8-year-old Sheikh Habib Sankor, some of those doors remain difficult to enter. Habib is the first and only son among 3 children. He lives with hearing and speech impairment. He is also blind in one eye. Yet, despite those challenges, his smile still carries the quiet innocence of childhood. His mother speaks softly about a reality many parents of children with disabilities understand all too well: the struggle to find educational opportunities that meet their children's needs.
I born on October 16, 2017. Where I born, I get a jigina in yai. And the first time I was in a hospital, yai white inside. That black, also be black and a white. But then say the doctor will end up telling me, say, every time you reach, I the big, and so the thing they change. But although we can say 1 month, now the same thing. When cottage, I mean, and then say it get cool. So we admitted for 1 month and 2 weeks. We admitted and say the hips all the color it's so we need for the day. So they 1 month and 2 weeks. But then discharge me. And then we can host back. Now we can fit this for this eyesight. This eyesight back on now we're gonna connect. And then so for the operation, say because I had the only thing because you know be the see. We handle when you need to move. Sound will make sound when you need to hear you. So when I did if you're gonna connect and do the operation, you can begin see with the eye. So we do that 1 to 2 years back. So now they will get chance for going at the ship. Now papa for go safe. But papa go now the doctor say the eye don't pull, one don't pull, and the one way they are small now don't left a lens. So now able, they say they not go able and go to there. So they can host. Like where I born now, what they make, where music they play, or where possibly the alarm. Like some people they're young, they scared. They need to scare, they need to move. And from now, I make a notice say the beginning the year. Because different ways the people they talk say, na devil, na this, na that, you know go waka. So me I be don't lose up. Pass out. So go something I say and naka. So me go give me that something there. Appoint it in. They go collect her from the counter. It's not easy. I no go lie, not easy.
Yet, even amid the challenges, there are moments of light. The things that make Habib laugh. The small victories that remind his family that disability does not diminish a child's capacity for joy.
What makes Habib happy is playing with his phone according to his parents. And as you can see in the background, he's currently holding on the phone, playing together with his colleagues in the community.
Behind every smile stands a father carrying burdens few can see. Habib's father says the journey has been difficult, but giving up has never been an option.
It's not easy. Forget like that kind of what else way some man say as young man like me, you understand, they also don't stop them they for controlling kind boy they also like in terms of in communication. Like you watch you can surround the way area where they live. You understand? They are ill and two. If you will not understand how you see and where they work as this community, you go afraid. You go say, hey, this boy you know who come from this kind of place here, so where they work. Yeah, it ask for calculate because of yourself knows the kind of how they count today. Then they go up every blessed day and in terms of transportation, at the pay every blessed day 2-way. 2-way go, 2-way come. So you know easy. Yeah, first I be they pay 80,000. You understand? 80,000 for week. Now be they pay. For go left farm and encounter.
The classroom presents another challenge. Limited vision makes it difficult for Habib to fully engage with lessons. What appears on the blackboard can sometimes seem distant, almost out of reach. Yet he continues to attend school, determined to learn despite the obstacles before him.
He's not too performing well due to his eyes. we have some constraint with his eyes. He's only have one zoom on the one eye. And sometimes if when you want to teach him, except to make like this way, to see the sun, is not too academically good, as you can say, because of his eyes. Communication. Habib is not the one that is understanding the sign language, because our own way of teaching, we do sign with our hands. Sometimes he can't even see the hand. When you want to prepare like this is A, B, sometimes we find it difficult to understand because of this eye issue.
The family lives in the Jah Kingdom community. Like many communities across Sierra Leone, residents face poor road conditions and limited access to healthcare facilities. For a child with disabilities, these barriers become even heavier. A short journey can become a difficult expedition. A routine medical visit can become an exhausting ordeal.
But the medical area for like them, the community chief, always they advocate for we get medical attention now. Even if government's ready for do something for we the community get right for provide a land for give them for we able get the medical attention.
The World Health Organization reminds us that disability is not merely a health issue. It is also a matter of human rights. For children like Habib, access to education and healthcare can mean the difference between isolation and participation. Today, Habib's parents are appealing for support, not only for their son, but for thousands of other children facing similar challenges across Sierra Leone.
So they say for the buy the medicine every month. We cost another 800 something like that for the medicine every month for ban for her. So we don't go do that to buy the medicine be done. We know say it's not easy in one as a man.
This now we all picking, you understand, and we all are one. What you they wish for young picking, and back they wish from young picking. If you get the help me young picking, and God go bless you.
There is an African proverb that says, however long the night, the dawn will break. For Sheikh Habib Sankor, that dawn remains a work in progress. And that the true measure of a society lies not in how it treats the powerful, but in how it protects its most vulnerable children. George Batulo Powell, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, raising a child is never simple, but for some parents, it becomes a daily act of endurance, a quiet battle against stigma, silence, and exhaustion. In Freetown, one mother has lived that reality for 17 years. Her daughter lives with autism, abandoned by her partner, judged by the people. She says she chose one path, to stay when others, including the dad, abscond. Hers is a story of what actually resilience and unfading maternal love mean. AYV's health reporter Eddie McConte has the details.
Aminata.
17 years, a lifetime folded into care, patience, and persistence. This mother's journey has not been measured in days, but in resilience. In a society where autism is still widely misunderstood, she says she has carried more than motherhood can ordinarily bear. Stigma and isolation have been two of her closest companions.
I born as premature, 8 months. So doctor they been give up on her. They been say they survive. So now the hospital are born her. Now Caesar then do for me. So I not been know nothing. So we then tell him papa say they survive. So all my abandoned and left her now the hospital. They know where close by now, they know where nappy. So they left her. The way I see they been take care of her, but it not been too well. Because the way I see her, it's like they be one for give up on her. See, they be one for like that. So we've been get for run away. Now the hospital go back on the other side. So the pressure, the challenges what been go through been boku. Yeah, because they tell me man in family then say they became now witch. So we for return her, now devil, now this and that, we for return the Peking. But me not been give up on her at all. So they be even say let him papa. Let it left the Peking, me and him. Let it left because now that make hard time they away because of the Peking. So not to mortar man. So now that make hard time they pound. So let it give away the picking, let it return her. But I'm not being doer.
She stayed when others left, a decision that came with sacrifice. Financial strain deepened, social circles faded, but her commitment never wavered. Her daughter needed what, and she kept searching for it.
Well, the son now he done 9 years, he begin go school. But the way how the school been a treater, it not been fine. In fact, they been making a pump now one school. Though that pump they affect in foot. So later we can go na hospital, na do hospital. Then go do X-ray. The result been show say the vein we hold the kneecap, they not cut. So it been sit on our oath. So when you sit on our oath, you know they go school. You know, it be time they say na frustrate, it be one frustrate.
That search stretched across years of terror and uncertainty until she found one place that responded differently, the Said Autism School.
For many families, raising a child with autism comes with unique challenges, but it also comes with hope. Here at the Said Autism Foundation, children are receiving the support and care they need to learn, grow, and thrive like every other child in society.
So we get what we call visual learning, we get what we call individual learning plan. So each and every pikin, we get some the way na fast learner. I know they like the normal pikin away. Now like when we go na normal school, we then say the multiplication we all need for Sabia or for Sabia at the same time. Hot mental they come inside. But here now we get a process where they undergo. We know say this speaking ability, a fast learner, this is a slow learner, this it take time for let Sabi right, this it take time for let able right. So we get other mechanism, even though we not get all the technological tools them for teach them, but we they use we all skills them and create other material for learn. And also we they involve visual learning through by learning through by watching through the television, that they will help them and they will acquire knowledge.
Inside the classroom, learning is not uniform, it is individualistic. Teachers adapt lessons to each child. Communication, social interaction, life skills, all taught at a pace shaped by the child, not by the instruction as it happens elsewhere. For a 17-year-old daughter, that shift has been visible.
We begin can at this school. Now that incest, if you say it part of if you say incest na motama because we do it in company, we not all are the same. So you can just take and say they all are the same number. The other school that we will go, the teacher will say this speaking, you know, we not need that self na the school. So they not be pay attention to her. But now we can pressure, you can able for spell in name now. And it like book business, it like school business. So it can write, it spell in name, you know, it read small. So more improvement there.
Globally, autism affects an estimated 1 in 100 children, according to the World Health Organization. But across many low-income countries, including Sierra Leone, access to diagnosis and specialized support remains limited. Experts warn that without early intervention, many children are left behind.
Challenge, as I say, is limited budget allocation. The Ministry of Finance allocates budget to this ministry, sometimes late, and we cannot achieve all. The resources are very minimal. For example, it's 1.2% of the resources that are allocated to this ministry, whereas like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, they provide 4%. So these are our challenges. We cannot be able to advocate entirely in the hard-to-reach areas. So that is why this ministry will collaborate also with partners, yes, like UNICEF, like Save the Children, like World Vision, like ChildFund, to sometimes complement our effort by providing educational facilities for the most vulnerable children in need of care and protection. And disability issue is not excluded.
Autism shapes how this young girl experiences the world, but it does not define her. Behind every step forward stands a mother who refused to surrender to stigma or silence. And while gaps in support remain wide, her story carries a simple truth. With understanding, inclusion, and care, potential does not disappear. It waits for destiny and entangled in a warm embrace. Edima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV TV and the radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart. Live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card.
Welcome back. I am Emmanuel Nyakemomo, and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's roll into more stories. Now, the World Health Organization estimates that more than 1.19 million people die in road crashes every year globally. Africa bears the heaviest burden despite accounting for only a small share of the world's vehicles. The continent records the highest road traffic fatality rate globally. In 2021 alone, an estimated 225,000 people lost their lives on African roads. In Sierra Leone, road safety remains an urgent concern. The World Health Organization estimates the country's road traffic mortality rate at 13.8 deaths per 100,000 people. However, authorities in Kwenadugu district are preparing to launch a new traffic enforcement operation aimed at restoring discipline on the roads and preventing avoidable tragedies. Our reporter, of course, our correspondent, Ibrahim Sudais Koroma from Kwenadugu district has more on the story.
The meeting room at the Kabbalah Divisional Headquarters was filled with concerns, not about politics or economics, but about human life that can be lost in a moment of recklessness. Police officers, transport operators, and traffic wardens gathered around a shared concern. Particular attention was directed at commercial drivers and motorcycle riders. The local unit commander of the Kabbalah Police Division, Assistant Commissioner of Police, EDC Van de warned that traffic regulations still carry on, not to punish road users, but to protect them.
This bike the overloader, which school picking them, small picking them. I don't always say this. I say if we say we attack them this no, they left for wrong, then go for wrong. Then pick it and then gets injured, then we say police don't do that. But we need to do something about this. As a district, as a division, we need to do something. Now we call parents, now talk to we parents then. Let them stop. Not so hard up. Not risk you begin in life because you feel say they save small money. You take them picking and then you overload them. But 100 bike you go up to 5.
Across Africa, the World Health Organization says poor compliance with traffic laws remains one of the leading causes of road deaths. Overloading, dangerous overtaking, fail to wear helmets, and disregard for road signs continue to claim thousands of lives each year. Chief Inspector Agnes Fefegola, the district traffic officer, and sector commander Saidu Kamara stressed that enforcement alone is not enough. Public cooperation is equally important.
The license office don't dey now Kwenadugu, Kabbalah town. So because of that, we dey urge them for make they try for do everything possible for let them license the vehicle, let them license the motorbikes there.
This na the appropriate moment wey we get for to go out on operations wey for make people comply on either the traffic rules and regulations and also the issue of licensing the vehicles and motorcycles, as well as acquiring driving license for.
Representatives of the commercial bike riders and drivers union welcome the initiative. They acknowledge that discipline on the road is a shared responsibility, and they pledge the support for efforts aimed at protecting both passengers and motorists.
First, anything they are not been there. A long country don't get common understanding, mutual understanding between yourself. From there, we'll go work on what you want to agree on. First, not been there. If you see the government here, and say the bike riders union and the drivers union and the police and the road safety will work in the same body. First, not get that common understanding. Because any time we common understanding, no day, peace no good.
The message from Kabbalah is clear: road crash are not acts of fake. Many are preventable, and every life saved begins with a choice of slow down, a choice of obey the law, a choice of remember that the journey matters, but arriving safely matter more. Ibrahim Sudais Kuruma, AYV News, Kabbalah, Northern Province.
Well, let's move to governance in the extractive industry. As Sierra Leone still struggles with limited access to information and accountability within the extractive industries, there is already an intention to generate over $300 million in annual government revenue driven by the critical mineral strategy from 2026 to 2031, according to the country's mines and mineral minister, of course, in the ministry as well. This sector is expected to boost economic generation, accounting for over $1.3 billion in annual export values. Hence, as Sierra Leone still struggles with limited access to information and accountability within the extractive industries, the Sierra Leone Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, SLATI, had initiated a memorandum of understanding with the Audit Service Sierra Leone to enforce accountability and transparency within the industry. To find out more on how does this work, of course, here's the report. In 2026, Sierra Leone's extractive industry aims at generating over $300 million in annual government revenue driven by Critical Minerals Strategy 2026 to 2031. The mining sector significantly boosts economic generation, accounting for $1.3 billion in annual export values and approximately 11% of total government revenues, according to the Calabash media. Now, the Network Movement for Justice and Development via their website 2025 affirmed that the mining sector, while contributing significantly to economic growth, often faces criticisms related to its contribution to environmental degradation, human rights abuses, and inadequate community benefits. By conducting social audit, stakeholders can identify and rectify shortcomings, promptly ensuring that the positive impact of mining operations aligns with the needs of the local communities. Hence, Sierra Leone Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative had signed a memorandum of understanding with the Audit Service Sierra Leone. But how would this MOU ensure transparency and accountability within the country's extractive industry?
So the disclosure itself helps to improve on the transparency aspect, because there is a perception that things are happening in the sector, no one knows about it. But with SLATI and the data that we provide, it gives you everything you need to know. How many mining licenses that were issued, how many contracts were signed, what is the revenue from the sector, what contribution the sector is making to the economy. So all of that becomes available to the citizens. So the citizens can then use that information to make informed decisions, to hold their representatives accountable, or to hold governments accountable, or to hold companies accountable. So we also publish employment data disaggregated by sex. We want to know how many women are employed in the sector, but not only number of women, but in what capacity, in what are they in senior management position, or are they just casual workers, or are they laborers? So all of those are information that we put together in that report that we publish that helps to improve transparency and accountability in the sector.
There is already a community development fund. Mining companies are expected to disburse 1% contribution of revenue into this fund. How would this memorandum of understanding between the Sierra Leone Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative and the Audit Service Sierra Leone promote accountability, ensuring that funds paid by mining companies into the Community Development Fund are utilized judiciously by the Community Development Committee?
Yeah, I want to see the impact of those ones. So yesterday, I think in our management meeting, they came out clearly. So this year, AG has that in plan, and that's something that we have to follow through. Because we need to see, because mining cannot be taking place within the country and then people still to complain the same. Because those revenues, when they come, what you add value to it is how does it impact the lives and livelihood of the community and the people that still within those communities.
So how will you work with Slatey, for example, in that direction?
So Slatey will be in partnership. So Slatey, they are like custodians of data relating to mining. And how do they do it? They do request for those information and then they keep them, they oversee it and ensure that all players are in compliance with the EITI international standards. These are regulations that guides the extractive sector.
What we have not been able to do yet, which we'll now start to do, is the utilization of that fund. Because the mining companies, on their part, they pay their 1% to the Community Development Fund, which is managed by this Community Development Committee for implementation of projects at community levels. But what we're now beginning to do at EITI, because previously we just reported how much the mining companies have paid and how much it has been received by the committee. But now we want to now start reporting on the utilization itself. So if, for example, the mining company have already paid 6 million into the committee fund, how much of that 6 million has been utilized and on what? You know, so we're going to start reporting on that as well, because there is so much misunderstanding with regards to the utilization of that fund.
But how does the Audit Service Sierra Leone audit the extractive industry? Does their mandates fall within the extractive industry?
So the composition of the mining sector, how the players are in Sierra Leone is threefold. One, there's a government composition. That's why the secretariat is being established. And you have government players like the Ministry of Mines, the Ministry of Fisheries, because they are in the Ministry of Agriculture, they are in the extractive sector, although we have not started operating in those areas yet. But you have NMA, you have NRA, you have the EPA. These are all in players in the extractive, and these are government institutions. So, and also you have the civil, the non-state actors. They too are also representative in there, and then you have the companies themselves, the mining companies themselves. So now, two of those sectors falls outside the mandate of the Auditor General. That is the civil society or non-state actors that are represented on them. They call it the MSG. That is the multi-stakeholder group. They are like a board managing the affairs of the extractive sector in Sierra Leone. So they fall within their, two of those sectors fall outside the mandate, the direct mandate of the Auditor General. That is the mandate of auditing all public institutions. So, but the others, like the NRA, the NMA, they all fall within the mandate of the Auditor General. Now, within the Audit Service Sierra Leone of itself, we have a unit, a standby unit, just in for the extractive sector. We call it the Extractive Industry Sector Group.
Some extractive industry experts believe that publishing reports on mining revenues, contracts, digital mining cadastral administration system, publication of a real-time data on licenses, public understanding of natural resource management, value addition are succinct roadmaps to apt development within the extractive industry. Emmanuel Nyakemomo, AYV News, Freetown. That's all for Primetime News for tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comment on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Emmanuel Nyakemomo. Thanks for watching and listening.